Police are searching for the driver who ran down a child in a crosswalk.
My leg got ran over. I broke 3 bones.
His family is outraged that several other people didn't stop either. Plus, winter isn't finished with us quite yet.
Love the snow. Bring it on. This is Calgary.
Those on the road aren't feeling quite so enthusiastic. And Sumo's biggest stars are ready to wrestle.
For first time at all in Canada, Sumo show. We do it here.
Japanese culture and tradition take center stage.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with some incredibly disturbing video. The family of a young boy struck in a hit and run while he was in a crosswalk earlier this week wants the driver to do the right thing and turn themselves in. It was all caught by a surveillance camera, and other drivers didn't stop to help either. Tyson Fedor is in Taradale tonight. And Tyson, the family is outraged by this entire event.
Well, Tara, this stretch of road behind me, very busy, and for 12-year-old Bentley St. John, Tuesday morning changed his life as he was walking across that marked crosswalk behind me. He did everything right. He looked both ways for oncoming traffic. That's when he was struck by a vehicle in that crosswalk, and a warning was caught on video, and we're about to show you some of that video, and it could be disturbing to some viewers. It's just after 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. Bentley St. John is crossing in a marked crosswalk on Taradale Drive Northeast before a white 4-door sedan with tinted windows hits him, knocking him to the ground. The vehicle quickly brakes and then takes off.
I'm pretty mad about it.
St. John was taken to hospital with a broken leg.
When I got into the middle, I got my leg got ran over. And I broke 3 bones.
But after he was hit, 3 vehicles go around him in the crosswalk.
He almost has to crawl and roll out of there before anybody even acknowledges the fact that he was hit by a vehicle.
St. John is heard screaming and rolling away from traffic to get out of the road before 3 bystanders come in and eventually help.
Saw me got hit, and then he pulled over, got me some warm blankets so I can stay warm.
St. John's sister Jaden says she was horrified to learn that her best friend was left stranded and in pain.
I ended up breaking down in tears. My brother is my best friend. I think the part that hurt me the most was you see him physically rolling himself away in the video and just trying to get off the road, and people are going around him.
Calgary police released images of the vehicle on Thursday. Investigators are asking the public to track down the driver by looking for this white 4-door sedan. A make and model is not known. As for St. John, he is recovering at home on the couch with his blue leg cast.
I hope this doesn't happen again.
As for his family, they have a stern message for the driver.
I guarantee you hit somebody. Stop your car.
You know we're looking for you. You know the whole city's looking for you. Just show up and take accountability.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Investigators are asking anyone with information or dash cam footage from the area to call police or Crime Stoppers. A baby with influenza has died in Alberta. In the province's latest respiratory numbers, a child under the age of 1 with the flu has died. It did not state the baby's gender or where the child was located. 258 Albertans with the flu have died since mid-August, the most in any flu season in recent memory. Since mid-August, more than 3,800 Albertans with the flu have been hospitalized, with nearly 300 requiring intensive care. 1 in 5 Albertans has been vaccinated. One part of the Bearspaw feeder main repair project will need more work than originally expected. Workers identified valve issues on the old line along 33rd Avenue Northwest. Work in that area was supposed to be minor and not start until next week, but it started today and it will last 10 days. Meanwhile, city officials are praising many Calgarians for being water heroes by sharing how they're conserving water online.
These small steps are helping us get through this, and I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you who has stepped up and is helping our city deliver.
This is helping our operators at the plant treat enough water to meet your needs and is significantly reducing the risks that our community faces. Thank you.
Water use remains in the green safe zone with demand at 489 million litres yesterday. That's about 3.5 weeks left of work in this phase. Calgary's mayor says NMAX should consider major changes on both the electricity side and in relation to water. Jeremy Farkas thinks the city-owned corporation should take over Calgary's struggling water utility. He also wants to see NMAX explore selling the American company it bought years ago. Jordan Canagan has more.
Call it a potential power move. Calgary's mayor calling for NMAX to consider getting rid of its American assets.
I want to see NMAX continue to make the case for why we should continue to be involved in American utility.
NMAX, which is owned by the city of Calgary, closed a $1.8 billion deal to take over Versant Power in 2020. It operates electricity transmission and distribution in Maine.
I look at a lot of the rhetoric from American politicians right now. Even if Versant generates a relatively higher rate of return, I have some serious concerns just around that volatility.
Last week, NMAX declaring a $64 million dividend to go to the city, attributing part of it to money made through Versant.
We're getting revenue from residents in the United States contributing to our bottom line. It's kind of hard to say no to a gift horse like that.
Definitely, I don't see why we're involved in an American utility, and we could probably use the money.
In a statement, NMAX says Versant is part of its long-term strategy, and there has been no discussion at the board level regarding divesting Versant. What NMAX is supportive of is exploring it taking over the city's water utility.
I think that when we look at, say, for example, NMAX's track record of success for many decades now, returning a really good quality product, quality service level, affordable compared to competitors.
A report after the 2024 water main break recommended a new governance model for water. NMAX says it welcomes the opportunity to look into it.
We need to do our due diligence because there's long-term consequences to decisions we make like that.
And Jordan joins us near an NMAX substation tonight. Jordan, could the city explore selling off any more of its subsidiaries?
Well, Tara, the city does have several wholly owned subsidiaries outside of NMAX, such as Calgary Housing, Calgary Parking, for example, and there have been no formal discussions about possibly selling those off at this point. But there have been questions asked about getting valuations for those corporations, and some councillors say we should at least talk about that possibility. But when it comes to NMAX possibly taking over water, there's no timeline on how long an evaluation of that idea could possibly take. But the mayor says Calgary is committed to implementing all of the recommendations that came out of that independent water main report that came after the 2024 break. Tara?
Okay, Jordan, thank you. Well, just like we felt like we might be getting close to the end, we got another round of snow today. Police were very busy responding to crashes as city crews worked to clear roads. But as many can't wait for warmer weather, Tyler Barrow caught up with one Calgarian who found a silver lining.
Back at it, clearing snow.
It was either take the dogs out first or shovel. Dogs didn't make it past the front yard, so now I'm out shoveling.
While many are waiting for winter to end, Jim Sauve is shoveling with a smile.
It's a good workout. I don't mind it. Like, I curl, so it's good for my sweeping.
And as people look to clear their sidewalks, Emergency Health Services is reminding individuals to be careful with the heavy and wet snow by choosing an appropriate size shovel, helping avoid too heavy of a load.
Avoid any twisting motions if possible. And biggest thing is if you feel any pain whatsoever, please stop.
He also advises people to wear proper footwear to avoid slipping. The roads were in bad shape Thursday morning. This is what conditions were like west of the city on the way to the mountains. In the city, it was slow moving as Calgary Police Service responded to 100 crashes, 16 resulting in injury.
Be mindful, leave plenty of space between your vehicle in front, and leave plenty of time to get to where you need to go safely.
Crews are working to clear Priority 1 roads like Crowchild Trail, Glenmore Trail, and Memorial Drive. Once that's done, the focus will shift to snow routes and high-volume community routes. Crews know this might not be the last of their winter weather worries.
We could still see these snow events into April. It's not unusual for Calgary. The biggest challenge with winter events at this time of year is the fluctuation in temperature.
And the backcountry might look fairly attractive to some with all this fresh snow, but Tyler, the conditions are worrisome.
Tara, the Kananaskis region is currently labeled with an extreme danger warning after 50 centimeters of snow fell overnight. Now, Avalanche Canada is advising people to avoid the region with avalanche control using explosives in the area. Ratings are supposed to improve tomorrow and heading into the weekend. For those heading out, they are advised to check conditions before going. Tara?
Yeah, good advice, Tyler. Thank you. Danielle joins us now. Are we getting more snow in Calgary later tonight?
Yes, so that's the easy answer. The longer answer is this. You can expect on and off snow right through Saturday night in the city. But all of these rounds of snow will be less than the round we just had. So this last round was anywhere from 6 to 8 centimeters. And these next few rounds will be 1 to 2 to 3 centimeters. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. -5, though, is the temperature at the airport. It feels more like -12 with the wind chill. You can see the clouds in the north end. Right now, we even are seeing some flurries, so on and off flurries right through tonight and through tomorrow. We'll get breaks. We'll even see some sunshine at times tomorrow, but it will still be cold. And then by tomorrow night, our next real round will be about 1 to 3 centimeters of snow. Another round for Saturday. And then by next week, we're looking at potentially record-breaking heat. More of those details coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. The Parole Board has denied temporary leave to a convicted killer in a high-profile Edmonton case. Mark Twitchell was an amateur filmmaker. In 2011, he was found guilty of first-degree murder for the 2008 death of Johnny Altinger. During his murder trial, court heard Altinger thought he was going to meet a woman from the internet. He showed up at a rented garage. Twitchell killed Altinger, dismembered his body and dumped it in the sewer. The trial made international headlines and attracted the attention of true crime TV shows. Today, the Parole Board denied Twitchell's request for 2 escorted visits to see his parents in Edmonton. The board cited the impact that leave would have on Altinger's family. Calgary police are trying to identify suspects wanted in a recent stabbing in the northeast community of Cornerstone. Investigators released these pictures of the suspect's vehicle, a 2008 to 2015 Infiniti EX35. Around 3:15 Sunday afternoon, a man in his 20s was found stabbed outside his residence along Corner Glen Row. He was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries, and he remains in serious condition. Police are searching for 2 men in their early 20s with light complexions. One was wearing a red hoodie, the other a white or light-colored hoodie. Police believe the attack was targeted, and they are asking anyone with information to contact them or Crime Stoppers. Meantime, police want to find a man they believe went on a $43,000 spending spree with stolen bank cards. The suspect is in his late 20s to 30s, between 5'11" and 6 feet tall, with a short beard. Investigators believe he stole a man's wallet from his jacket while he was having lunch sometime between 11:15 and 12:30 on November 27th near the 200 block of Barclay Parade Southwest. Several online purchases were then made, and the victim received calls from people impersonating RBC's fraud department. Investigators say that resulted in him sharing personal financial details and ultimately losing even more money.
It's hard to catch the offenders. Oftentimes we're bouncing outside of, it's not happening directly in Calgary, it's bouncing through Calgary with electronic funds being transferred overseas. So the trail is hard and very time consuming to trace. So I think what my message back to people would be, don't provide personal information, ask relevant questions, and don't be afraid to hang up that phone. You didn't phone them, they phoned you.
If you recognize this man or you have any information on the case, you are encouraged to report it. Get ready for more price increases as Iran targets oil facilities. Experts warn the ripple effect will be big. And a new livability tax in Canmore has been upheld. You'll want the details if you own vacation property there. The war in the Middle East is increasing prices in Calgary. Iran's new leader is targeting oil facilities and tankers and has vowed to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed to shipping. As Alicia Fieldberg reports, that could lead to shortages in some parts of the world, impacting daily costs right here at home.
With war in the Middle East blocking a major oil shipping route, Alberta gas prices rose 8 cents in the past week and are expected to increase even more.
It looks like prices are going to start increasing in the coming couple of days.
Iran is attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz in response to attacks from the United States and Israel. Only a handful of tankers have made it through this week. Meanwhile, the International Energy Agency agreed to release 400 million barrels of oil reserves to counter surging oil prices. Canada does not keep a reserve, but is exploring other ways to help.
Canada can contribute as being a good supporter of this release. We are in active discussions with our industry about how to do that.
But a huge amount of oil is blocked, leaving many Asian markets at risk of shortage.
This problem is 15 million barrels a day right now, and there's nothing Canada can do meaningfully to help with that.
Alberta's finance minister says just the mention of releasing oil reserves is suppressing prices.
It's no doubt a good thing. Very high, sudden prices, they may be good for Alberta's revenue in the very short term, but they aren't in the long term.
In the long term, the impacted trade route is a game changer.
The world will no longer be able to rely so much on the oil from the Middle East, and it puts even more need for Canada to step up.
He thinks options involving rail and oil additives could increase Canada's capacity in the next few years.
Working on ideas that we can implement in the near term and much quicker than a pipeline.
But expect to feel ripple effects throughout the world until the trade route through the Middle East reopens.
Potentially catastrophic if we cannot get the Strait of Hormuz open in short order. Actual shortages, if they haven't already begun, will in the very, very near future. Stop and think about everything that Asia makes and ships over to our continent.
It could mean pricier groceries, shipping, and travel. WestJet says in recent days, fuel prices have continued to rise and fares have adjusted accordingly. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
The International Energy Agency's reserves are stored across 32 countries, including hundreds of millions of barrels stored in salt caverns along the U.S. Gulf Coast. Japan, Germany, and South Korea also have large reserves. Saskatchewan's premier is renewing calls to get more pipelines built, including the Keystone XL pipeline. Scott Moe points to high volatility and rising oil prices, saying now would be the time to go ahead with current pipeline proposals. He says by not building the Keystone XL pipeline, Saskatchewan has lost out on investment opportunities. The courts are upholding Canmore's livability tax program. The program applies a higher tax rate to homes that are not used as primary residences by owners. It was brought in to help with the housing crisis in the mountain town, but it was put on hold while an appeal worked its way through the courts. The town is anticipating legislative changes by the province, though, that could exempt Albertans from the higher tax rate.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
Let's bring Danielle back in as we look ahead to our 5-day forecast. How's it shaping up for us?
Well, if you like the warmer temperatures, you'll have to wait till next week, but it will be very toasty. So you know what? We can get through this winter weather, and as you know, we definitely need the moisture. And here it is for sure. So with this first round of snowfall in the city, we got anywhere from 6 to 8, even 9 centimeters of snow. And this is the heaviest round of them all. And then we're looking at lighter rounds as we go on and off right through until the end of Saturday. Temperatures will remain below freezing in the city for the rest of this week. So our temperature right now at the airport is -5. Our daytime high was -2, but that was at midnight, and then temperatures cooled down throughout the day rather than warmed. You can see a warmer pocket in the far south, 0 in Pincher Creek right now, and Lethbridge, -1 in Milk River. All right, we talked about today being on the gusty side as well, especially south of the city. So 80-kilometer-per-hour gusts for Pincher Creek, close to that 50 mark for Lethbridge and Medicine Hat. Calgary, though, we saw gusts below 30. We could pick up another 10 kilometers over these next 2 hours, and then we'll start to calm down, and overall everywhere we'll have calm winds for tomorrow. All right, let's look at the system. So the bulk of it is out. This is the little blip right now that's happening in the north end of the city. So we do have some snowfall in parts of the north end. Again, this is more short-lived. It won't provide as much snowfall as what we've already seen, but we are looking at some rounds. So even just tonight, we could see another centimeter of snow in the city, and then we get a bit of a break and we'll have the on and off snowfall throughout the day tomorrow, but not like today. Here's what's going on in the south and in the southwest, so stateside. We are looking at a significant feed of moisture from this, which is why we're looking at this snowfall lasting through till the end of Saturday. What we're getting on Saturday, though, is a push from the south. So the closer you are to the U.S. border, the heavier amounts of snow you're going to see on Saturday. With this round of snow that's just about ended, there's still the warning in place, the snowfall warning in place for areas north of Medicine Hat, north of the Trans-Canada, because in some isolated areas, 20 centimeters in total possible there. That all ends tonight. So here's a look at what's really just starting to taper off for tonight. Again, most communities picking up about a centimeter before this is all fully said and done. As we head through tomorrow, on and off little pockets of snow. And then as we get into Saturday, we'll get that push in from the south. So heavier in the far south, but it will extend its way into Calgary. Maybe all the way up to Hannah as well, but less significant further to the north, which is why when you look at totals from now until Saturday night, they're more significant further south into this 20 range. For Pincher Creek over to Milk River, Calgary looking closer to 7 centimeters with this. All right, your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. -6 is our high for tomorrow. On and off light flurries at times throughout the day, but 1 to 3 centimeters tomorrow night, and then another 2 to 4 centimeters possible on Saturday with a high of -10. Then we really start to climb temperature-wise. So 10 degrees for Monday, 16 for Tuesday next week, and then we will get close to that 20-degree mark later next week, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. A synagogue was the scene of a violent attack in Michigan today. Still to come, what unfolded after a truck slammed into the place of worship. Also ahead, we will meet one fussy eater in our trending video. Stay with us. As we mentioned earlier, Iran is targeting tankers and oil facilities and promising to keep the Strait of Hormuz closed. Today, the world heard a threatening message from Iran's new supreme leader. CTV's Heather Wright is in Turkey tonight with more on the dangerous escalation.
An oil tanker off the coast of Iraq bursts into flames, one of 2 vessels attacked overnight, prompting Iraqi officials to close its oil terminals. Iran has claimed responsibility for attacking one of the ships, saying it had disobeyed and ignored warnings. At least 1 person was killed and 37 others rescued. More than a dozen tankers and other vessels have been attacked since this war began nearly 2 weeks ago, with Iran's new supreme leader vowing more disruption in the future. The leverage of blocking the Strait of Hormuz must continue to be used, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei said in a statement that was read on Iranian state TV. He also vowed to avenge all Iranian deaths and open other fronts where the enemy is vulnerable. This is the first known public statement the Ayatollah has made since being named his father's successor on Monday, though he has still not been seen in public. His comments are expected to bring more uncertainty to oil markets, where prices have skyrocketed and concerns this conflict may drag on are growing.
Everyone is pushing their side that it's going to be over quickly, at least from the U.S. Military side of the house. But this is going to be a much longer game than people are realizing, especially if regime change is the ultimate goal.
In Lebanon, Hezbollah and Israel continue to trade fire overnight, with Iran's proxy firing dozens of rockets into northern Israel, while Israel retaliated with heavy bombardment of Beirut and its suburbs. The United Nations estimates as many as 800,000 people have been driven from their homes, many living in tents along Beirut's waterfront. Who is in these tents, this man asks. There are children, elderly people, women. There are fears this conflict will spread even further. Here in Turkey, the foreign minister Hakan Fidan hosted his German counterpart, both calling for an immediate end to this war, while also warning against inciting a civil war in Iran.
Last week, U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States Navy could be used to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz, something his energy secretary said today was not possible at this time. Heather Wright, CTV News, Istanbul.
Police in Michigan say a suspect is dead after ramming a truck into a synagogue near Detroit today.
A car came to the facility, breached the facility by driving into it, was engaged by security. We believe there is 1 individual deceased in the vehicle.
A security guard was injured, but police say nobody else was hurt at the synagogue. Smoke was seen billowing out of the building as the attack unfolded. Law enforcement official told CNN there was also a large amount of explosives located in the suspect's vehicle. At least 30 officers were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation. The Associated Press reports they are still working to identify the man and a specific motive, but he was fatally shot by security. U.S. President Donald Trump says he's been briefed about the situation and he is sending love to Michigan's Jewish community. Stampede Park has hosted many Stampede wrestling events. Now it's about to host a different kind of wrestling. You'll meet some international sumo stars just ahead. Sumo wrestling first began more than 1,000 years ago, and it is considered Japan's national sport. But you'll be able to see it up close here. 4 world-class sumo athletes are hosting an exhibition at the Nutrien Western Events Centre Friday and Saturday. It's all a part of Sumo Fest 2026. Kevin Fleming reports.
He loves martial arts and got started in judo when he was young. Now Egyptian-born Rami is a world-class sumo wrestler.
In 2013, they asked me if I want to compete in international competitions. So I go to compete. I get first place in this competition and gold medal, and I get the best player in this competition too for first time.
The 40-year-old now lives in the U.S. and competes in hundreds of events all over the world.
I feel like you don't need to be really big to fight in sumo. You can win if you have the technique, if you have the balance, if you have the speed.
And make no mistake, even though these men are big, weighing in at around 250 kilograms and over 190 centimeters tall, they're quick and powerful.
今までいろんな経験がある中で、今回初めてカナダっていう地で相撲っていうやるのですごく楽しみです。
So I've shown sumo all over the world. It's been great, and I'm so happy to be here for the first time promoting it in Canada.
Hiroki is one of the heaviest wrestlers in the world and says he stays that way by eating a lot and ice cream every day.
みんな体でかいんで、怪我しないように頑張ります。
Everyone's really big, and so I just want to be careful so I don't get injured when I'm fighting.
Sumo Fest 2026 is produced in partnership with the Calgary Japanese Community Association. Susan Matsumoto grew up watching the sport with her dad and is excited to see this event live.
It's a sumo demonstration, not a tournament, and we wanted to make it a more immersive experience. So we're having a marketplace that features food vendors, marketplace, merchandise for sale, and we'll also have some Japanese cultural events as part of this.
Organizers are hopeful to take Sumo Fest all across Canada. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
So again, the event takes place tomorrow evening, and then there are 2 shows on Saturday. We have more information on our website. The ice cream every day part sounds pretty good.
It sure does.
All right, well, we're going to kick off with a cultured canine who needs his kibble cooked. All right, we're going to introduce you to Clifford the Golden. He will not eat his food just thrown into a bowl. Who wants it like that? So his owner has to pretend to cut it up, saute it a little bit, throw it in the microwave, give it a little bit of seasoning. It has to be done exactly in that order. Of course, he needs to supervise as well to make sure it's being done properly. There's a little fake seasoning going on there. And then finally, he'll eat his biscuits.
Oh my goodness.
Delicious,
Just
delicious.
hope Jasper isn't watching this.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know what he's going to say, okay?
Don't get
Finally
any ideas,
got it right.
Jasper.
And don't put those metal bowls in the microwave either.
Right, there's that.
An aquarium's Playful seal is making a big splash online because of his favorite toys.
So it's a really great way to get him utilizing his natural searching behaviors that he would use out in the oceans. If he has the ducks out, he tends to gravitate towards the ducks, which is a really great way that shows he's engaged in that training, enjoys what he is doing.
This is Reggae the seal. He doesn't just love the water, he loves his rubber duckies. The New England Aquarium says the ducks are actually a really important part of his cognitive training, especially for find it behavior. He's a big kid at heart. He's actually 33. He's not a pup. He's exceeding life expectancy for a harbor seal in the wild.
Because he's happy.
He's happy.
And he's petting his little duck friends.
Yep, having a good time.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just hanging out with the ducks.
So cute.
So sweet.
Well, a family enjoying a play outside now has a day to remember.
Oh, it's pants?
No.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Kate Hardman was helping her daughter go down the backyard zip line, and then her pants fell down.
Oh, dear.
She was mid-moon. Yeah, couldn't stop laughing. She didn't let go of the little one, though, but she was kind of stuck there. She's saying to her husband, come get her, because I got to pull up the pants.
But, I mean, if you're recording that, you're not going to stop.
You're really not.
Yeah,
I mean,
the kid's saying, though, why did you stop?
Yeah,
come on,
her husband got a good laugh.
Yes,
but
yes.
Yeah, they're not going to forget that day.
That's awesome.
Some Alberta landowners have reached their limit with oil and gas companies. Coming up, one man has had enough with a Calgary-based company that he says is not paying its bills.
CTV Ski Report, brought to you by Sunshine Village, home of Canada's best snow and hottest lifts.
Ooh, Skywatch weather camera looking very wintry, as you know, and it will be wintry right through until late Saturday, and then things will start to change on Sunday. Today's high was -2, but that was closer to the midnight hour, and then we cooled down throughout the day. We're now at -6. That's the ambient temperature. It feels more like -11 with the wind chill. Looking across the country, the coasts, certainly a lot warmer than everywhere else, and the prairies certainly a lot cooler than everywhere else, and that will be the story right through until Saturday, even Sunday in many cases. All right, -6 again in Calgary, 0 in Lethbridge, -1 in Milk River. Quite a range in temperatures right now in southern Alberta. We are going to get on and off snow from what's going on southwest, so some of it will make its way in. We have a little pocket that's really dying out in the city right now, but a few flurries here and there, even possible throughout the day tomorrow. But it's tomorrow night that we'll get a decent bout, another 1 to 3 centimeters possible. With the wind chill in the morning, -15 is what it will feel like when off to work and school. Still in the -teens in the afternoon with wind chill, and later in the day tomorrow we get into that potential 1 to 3 centimeters of snow, but you may see a couple snowflakes throughout the day. You will likely also see a couple sunny breaks as well. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free. Okay, 6 degrees in Salmon Arm, Kelowna and Kamloops for tomorrow. Edmonton -8, so much cooler on our side of the Rockies for sure. And basically the story in southern Alberta, winds will be calm. There will be a good amount of cloud cover, occasional sunny breaks, and a few flurries possible everywhere. Tara?
The family of a young boy struck in a hit and run wants the driver to turn themselves in. 12-year-old Bentley St. John was hit in a crosswalk, breaking his leg in 3 places. Police are looking for a white 4-door sedan. A child under the age of 1 is Alberta's latest flu victim. Health authorities have not said what part of the province the baby is from. And the city is thanking Calgarians for conserving water and keeping usage in the safe green zone as repairs continue on the Bearspaw feeder main. Some Alberta landowners say they are absolutely fed up with oil and gas companies using their land and not paying for it. Today, several came together to say their agreement with one particular company, Mega Energy, is done, and they are blocking further access. Here's Nicole Weisberg.
This is their lease contract, and it's no more. We're tearing it up. It's done.
Landowner Mark Doran says it's time for Mega Energy to pack up and leave this southwest Edmonton property. He says the Calgary-based company hasn't paid to operate here for 3 years, even after he sent a notice for payment in January.
According to the lease contract, there's a clause in it that says if the lessor, the landowner, makes a demand to pay and the default isn't cured within 30 days, if they haven't paid up within 30 days, the landowner can re-enter on the land, and that tenancy of that lease shall terminate. And it did terminate. I received no reply.
Doran says by law, Mega can continue to access the site to decommission it, but it cannot continue to operate. He says last week he notified the Alberta Energy Regulator. The company has not complied, but he hasn't heard back.
My message to the regulator, do your damn job. And I also want to say politely to Mega Energy, pay your bills, shut down your wells, and clean up your mess, and get the hell off the land.
The regulator tells CTV News it cannot comment on individual cases. However, it says if the AER determines a company has failed to comply with a term or condition of a private surface agreement, it may issue an order to comply. The energy minister says the landowners involved are guaranteed to get paid their rents until the wells are fully reclaimed, and says they should apply to the Land and Property Rights Tribunal.
It creates a situation where companies won't pay. They feel like they don't have to pay.
Doran believes it's the companies that should be paying. He is calling on other landowners in the same position to follow his lead. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
CTV News has reached out to Mega Energy for comment, but we have not heard back. Canadians will be paying more for a new passport starting April 1st. For applications made within Canada, the cost of the 5-year regular adult passport will increase $2.50 to $122.50. The 10-year passport jumps to $163.50. A 5-year regular child's passport goes up to $58.50. That's up $1.50. The government says this is the first increase in passport fees since 2013, and fees will now be adjusted each year moving forward. Canada's trade deficit with the world widened by more than $2 billion between the end of 2025 and the start of 2026. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the details.
We imported far more than we exported in January, and a big part of the drop comes from vehicles. Exports of vehicle and vehicle parts fell 21% in January to $5.4 billion. That's the lowest it's been since September of 2021. Metal exports also dropped. Unwrought gold, silver, and platinum exports down over 12%. Higher exports of energy products helped to offset the losses. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.38. West Texas Intermediate is up another $9 to 96.32. Western Canadian Select gaining $3 today to 72.01. And the TSX lost another 279 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
NASA says its first crewed mission to the moon in more than half a century is prepared for takeoff next month.
We are on track for a launch as early as April 1st.
4 astronauts, including Canadian Jeremy Hansen, have been waiting to blast off in a rocket that faced issues during launch rehearsals. NASA describes the Artemis 2 mission as a crewed lunar flyby, where astronauts will travel around the moon. The Calgary Wranglers are in action tomorrow. For fans, it'll be the first look at the Flames' newest prospect. Glenn has the story next. The Bronx Zoo is currently taking care of this red fox, which was discovered on board a ship that had sailed from Southampton, England. While animals are sometimes trafficked across the ocean, conservation experts confirm this fox made his own way onto the vessel. They are now searching for a long-term home. The Calgary Flames continue their road trip in New Jersey tonight. Glenn is back with us. And Glenn, not the start to the trip the Flames are hoping for.
Tara, the Flames have lost the first 2 on this 5-game trip. The Capitals beat them 7-3 Monday night, and then the Rangers blanked them 4-0 Tuesday night. Flames, though, get on the board in Jersey in this game. Matvei Gridin headmans to John Beecher, and he will rip it past Jacob Markstrom. First as a Flame, makes it a 1-0 game. Later in the first, Flames hem the Devils in their own end. Adam Klapka to Oli Mata, over to Kevin Ball. He beats Markstrom. Scores against his former team, his 4th 2-0 Flames. Devils cut into the lead right after that. The Flames can't clear the puck out of their own end. Nick Bukestad to Maxim Siplikov, and he beats Dustin Wolf, so it's 2-1 second period. Flames short-handed. Beecher goes in on Markstrom. He makes the first save, but Beecher gets the rebound and scores. Second of the night. 3-1 Flames. What a night for Johnny Beecher. Devils will get it back late on that power play. Luke Hughes does all the work here. Wolf makes the initial save. Simon Nemec there to score on the rebound. It's a 3-2 game, but the Flames regain the 2-goal lead later in the second. Victor Olofsson to Ryan Strome, over to Yegor Sharangovich. He beats Markstrom with his 14th 4-2 Flames after 2. Still with the Flames, they've signed the most sought-after college free agent. Same signed Calgarian Tyson Gross to a 2-year, 2-way contract with an AAV of $975,000. Gross, a center with St. Cloud State, is a finalist for the National Collegiate Hockey Conference's Player of the Year, Forward of the Year, and Defensive Forward of the Year. Gross was the captain at St. Cloud, and the 6'3" captain led the team in scoring with 18 goals and 23 assists. Calgary Wranglers back in action tomorrow night at the Dome against the Manitoba Moose, and it'll be the fans' first chance to see newly acquired forward Brennan Othman. It's been a whirlwind week for Calgary Wranglers forward Brennan Othman. The Flames acquired him at the trade deadline from the New York Rangers in exchange for OHL forward Jacob Battaglia.
As soon as I heard it, I was ecstatic and I was super excited. And speaking with Greg and Brad, I was just excited to get that phone call, excited to be here, and happy to start getting working. And 2 games on the weekend were good, so good to get my feet wet and kind of get started this week.
Cooley with a puck. Cooley across, up in the shot. He scores, and he has his first National Hockey League goal.
Othman was drafted in the first round, 16th overall by the Rangers. Despite putting up big numbers in junior and the American Hockey League, Othman's only played 42 games in the NHL, scoring 1 goal and adding 2 assists. Perhaps a change of scenery will do him some good.
There's no hard feelings between New York. I love the city. The place is great. It's a classy organization. I got a lot of relationships there, built a lot of friendships, and yeah, I'm just happy for a change of scenery. I'm happy for a new place. Happy to be back in Canada.
Othman's playing on a line with Sam Morton and William Stromgren with the Wranglers. He and Morton were communicating a lot at practice on Thursday.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is just jumping into new drills and doing things you haven't done before. So just trying to help him ease into it and have the transition as smooth as possible. And, you know, maybe if we get a little chemistry out of that, great.
Othman's ultimate goal, of course, is to get a call-up from the Flames. Head coach Brett Sutter believes it'll happen if he keeps working hard.
We need him to be a difference maker in our top 6 and produce, but we also want to see some of that competitiveness and that fire. So that's something our team surely needs, and that's been his strength of his career so far, going back to junior. So make sure that he's got that edge every night.
The type of player I am, I'm a driver, I'm physical, can put the puck in the net. So kind of just want to do that a little bit, contribute as much as I can.
And puck drop for tomorrow night's game, 7 o'clock at the Scotiabank Saddledome.
Thank you, Glenn. I guess leave yourself a little time to get down there, Danielle, because we've still got snow in the forecast the next couple of days.
Exactly, yeah. And this bout that we just had was the heaviest one. Now we're looking at a couple centimeters here and there. -6 will be our high tomorrow, so it will be cold right through the rest of this week. Tomorrow, you may see a few flurries, also some sunny breaks. But tomorrow later in the day, 1 to 3 centimeters is possible. And then Saturday, another 2 to 4 centimeters. That will be the coldest day of the next 10. Let me show you something here. Here's the 10-day trend. And it is quite possible that we'll get close to or to, on Wednesday and Thursday, the 20-degree mark, which would be record-breaking heat if we get there. Yes. So I'll leave you with that for Weather Talk. Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And Brian Rushfelt sent this one in. I think he took this from Calgary and zoomed in to the mountains.
Another wow, beautiful shot. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.